Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Fuller, and as Chair of the Board, I welcome you to this May 19th, 2026 regular meeting of the Washtenaw County Board of Road Commissioners. Shelby Rockowick, our office coordinator, will describe how our meetings operate, how to access the agenda packet, and how people may participate remotely. Shelby?
There are multiple ways to make public comment during today's board meeting, whether you are joining us in person or virtually. If you are here in person and would like to make public comment, please fill out the sign-in sheet now. If you are joining us virtually, we will ask you to raise your hand at the appropriate time in the agenda. And now I'll turn it over to Chair Fuller.
Thank you, Shelby. I now call this May 19th, 2026 regular meeting to order and ask Shelby to call the roll.
Chair Barb Fuller.
Present.
Vice Chair Rod Green.
Present.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Present.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Present.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Present.
The following directors are in attendance. Director Matt Washtenaw, Director of Operations Adam Lape, Director of Engineering and County Highway Engineer Brent Schlack, Director of Finance Dan Ackerman.
Thank you very much. Please join us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved. Support.
Additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the agenda is approved as presented. We have one set of minutes to accept today. May I have a motion to accept the board meeting minutes of May 5th, 2026, appearing on pages 4 through 15 of the packet? So move.
Second.
Additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the May 5th regular board meeting minutes are accepted as presented. Next, we have time set aside to hear from our County Commissioner, Caroline Sanders of District 4. I don't see her on the board.
You're correct, Madam Chair.
All right, we will move on. Public comment. This is the time set aside on the agenda to receive comments from the public. This is not intended to be a period for dialogue. Each person will be allotted 3 minutes to address the board, and Shelby will explain how people may be recognized to offer comments.
Since this is a hybrid meeting with both in-person and virtual attendees, we will take turns between those attending in person and virtual. For virtual attendees, we have provided some instructions on the screen on how to participate and make public comment. If you're attending this meeting virtually and would like to make public comment, please raise your hand now. If you dialed into the meeting from your phone, you can raise your hand by dialing *9. Our communications manager, Tiffany Oliphant, will unmute virtual participants with raised hands one at a time and will announce your username or last 4 digits of your phone number when it's your turn to speak. Please share your name and address before beginning your comments. For in-person attendees, we will start with those of you who have signed up on the sign-in sheet as you walked in. If you haven't signed in, you are still welcome to make comment. We will notify you when it's your turn.
Are there any hands raised at this time?
Yes, actually, we have a Jillian Hayes. Can you please come to the front and make your public comment?
Hi.
Hi, I'm Jillian Hayes.
Jillian or Julian?
Jillian.
Jillian.
Yep. 6015 Esch Road. And I'm hoping for an update on the Road Commission's review of the Stoneco permit for Esch Road. And I would also like to reiterate the community's concerns about safety with the mining vehicles at the corner of Esch Road and Pleasant Lake Road. And also that we would like to make sure whatever maintenance agreement is in place between the Road Commission and the mining company would maintain the high level quality road that we've come to expect. That's all I have.
Thank you for your comments.
That is all, Madam Chair.
All right. We will move on to written communications appearing on pages 16 through 18 of the packet. Commissioners, anything you wish to draw our attention to?
Yes.
Commissioner Yamas.
Let me see. It's on this page. I want to express.
Page number?
No, page number is page 18, page 18.
Okay.
I want to express appreciation for the emails from Terry Udo, thanking the road commission for responding quickly to a request on work on Bethel Churchill Road off Sharon Hollow, and the recognition of the fantastic job that was completed. Also from Nicole Stanbridge and Tom Jewell for their sincere thanks of keeping the busy road section West Ellsworth in good shape. They wanted to especially recognize Adam Late, Brent Shellac, Aaron Berkeholtz, Ken Harris, Jared Powers, and Tony Grubb for all of their hard work and recognizing the efforts that it took for all of them to respond to his request. It just reflects the dedication and the hard work of those doing the work outside to keep the roads safe and up to speed.
Anyone else? Commissioner McCollum?
Yes, I also wanted to bring attention to page 18, both emails. Thankful for the feedback from Terry Udo and Nicole and Tom, Nicole Stanbridge and Tom Jewell. The wonderful letters that they write. I wanted to know, it says, we welcome more improvements. Are there more improvements that need to be done on this intersection?
I'll have the managing director speak to that when we
Sure.
get to follow.
Thank
That's
you.
okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Anything else, commissioners? No. Okay. Well, let's move on then to response to public comment. Mr. McDonald, if you would.
Yes, so just as a date for Ash Road, I believe, Brent, you can correct me if I'm wrong. We've sent a letter response back, a review letter response back to the applicant, and to my knowledge, we haven't heard anything as of yet.
Brent Schlack, Director of Engineering. Yes, that's correct. So we've been in communication with the applicant.
The applicant is?
The applicant is Stone Co. We've had some requirements through our permit regulations on that they need to look at what impacts they have along Ash Road, what impacts there are at the intersection of Ash and Pleasant Lake, and then potentially what future maintenance there would be along that segment of Ash Road. We have not heard back from the applicant yet on, I'm assuming they're still working through their traffic impact study to understand what all those impacts are.
Okay.
Yes, we appreciate you coming back out, raising concerns. We certainly have asked them to review that intersection as it relates to safety and impacts to the condition of the road. So we'll continue to follow through.
Can I ask a follow-up question? I know that they had initially submitted a traffic report. Is it like in response to their initial?
You'll have to get with Brent after.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Anything else?
want to follow up.
Sure.
As far as plans for Ann Arbor, Saline, Ellsworth, we do have one of the projects we reviewed this morning was a hill cut at Ann Arbor, Saline, just south of Ellsworth Road. So that is maybe what they're referencing. Also, I know there's communication with the township as it relates to the potential of looking at doing some design work for the paving of Ellsworth Road east of Ann Arbor Saline Road, connecting to Maple Road. That's been talked about for years. There are certainly those that support and those that do not. So really what we have done is provided the township with the cost of what it would be to do the preliminary engineering for paving of that road. We do not have a township agreement on that yet. So we're certainly in discussions with the township on that topic.
Okay. Go ahead.
Were we able to communicate this to Nicole and Tom?
Not to my knowledge.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like there isn't much to communicate
Right,
back.
there's no certainty, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
there's
I
no
thought, because you
definitive
said,
Plan, there's not a township agreement yet. You know,
okay,
we're not-
okay, all right.
We don't want to communicate, until it's been decided that there's going to be something to move forward on. We
I
are
gotcha.
working towards that goal of putting it into an agreement.
Mhm.
But the township board is somewhat split on the topic as well.
Okay.
So I don't know how the votes will go.
And they're now down one.
Yeah, so the supervisor
Passed
has
away.
Passed away. I believe there's someone that's going to step into that role, but I don't know where they're at in the process for filling that vacancy.
So things are in motion there in Lodi.
Lodi
at the
Township,
moment.
in fact, we've got a pretty robust road program with them. We have a township agreement. Lodi
Mhm.
has an agreement on the consent agenda.
Yes.
They do not, that Ellsworth Road is not part of that. That would be a second agreement. We come back with the board if they were to want to move forward with it. So that's all in discussion, but definitely we're moving forward with the Hill Cut project on Ann Arbor Saline Road south of Ellsworth.
Okay, I see.
So,
Right.
Yep.
Any other questions? Okay. Any other response to public comment? Commissioner McCollum?
Yes, I want to thank Ms. Hayes for her concern about the Ash Road and the safety of the road. I really appreciate when constituents and public are very concerned about safety in the road and they bring that information to us. A lot of times we don't know some things, so we need your eyes and ears to let us know what's going on. So thank you for that information.
Yes, Commissioner Green? You look like you had a comment. Yeah?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I'd also like to thank Ms. Hayes for taking the time to come out, sacrificing, letting us know about these things, and we appreciate your sacrifice. Thank you.
Okay. All right, we will move on to our next agenda item. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, items 1 through 20 as presented, motions on pages 19 through 28, background on pages 29 through 79.
I so move.
Second.
Any questions on the consent agenda? Commissioner McCollum?
Oh,
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
We both have questions.
Simultaneously, who, we flip forward or who went first?
you can go.
Commissioner Yamas?
You said okay, wait a minute. You said the motions are on what page? 18?
19 through 28.
Okay. On page 78 of consent agenda
Of the packet?
of the packet, I have questions about this particular agreement. And it may be, okay, it says public road easement with revisions, but
I'm
there-
sorry, I'm having trouble finding what you're referencing.
on page 78,
Okay,
the public road easement reversion, it says reversion. That's
Yeah,
supposed to be revision, correct?
No.
So
Reversion.
this is related to the relinquishment of a temporary road easement. That's item 18 of the consent agenda.
Yes,
So ultimately, this was what was recorded previously.
yes.
So that was the temporary road easement recorded previously that we're looking to relinquish. The recorded documents are Exhibit A, so those we really can't change. Those are recorded already. The document that I am looking for authorization to sign is on page 71. And
Okay.
that is essentially going to make all of that
Correct.
other documents in Exhibit A all done. So we'll be giving up our rights there for the temporary easement because we no longer need them.
Okay, so I guess that was my question is the written in sections and such. But that'll be corrected in the relinquishment of public road easement?
It won't be corrected. It will just essentially, that road easement will go away.
So my only concern was is those corrections are made and generally initials are put by whoever made the corrections. But since it's been notarized, it's not gonna affect the legal document itself. That's my concern.
So what was recorded in 2010, I can't speak to the background. What I can speak to is that we're looking to relinquish our easement rights.
Yes.
So all those easements, which are the documents you're referencing, would be relinquished and no longer valid.
Okay.
Did we address your concern? I feel like
Yes,
we
you
went
did.
past it, but
Yeah, he did. I was concerned about what's written in, but I did see that's from 2010. I have one more thing on page 83.
So 83 would be related to the action item, not the consent agenda.
Right. Oh, okay. Then I'll wait till we get to the action item to talk about that one.
Okay.
fair enough. Anything else, commissioners?
That's it. for
Okay.
me.
Commissioner McCollum?
Yes, page 23, consent agenda. So I'm looking at the crossouts, like it says that upon the recommendation of the Director of Operations and their current, that part is crossed out.
Item number, please.
Item number 8 through 11.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's something wrong with when we converted it to a PDF from a Word document font. So that we are not looking to strike that language. So it's got a strike through.
Oh, it's not supposed to be?
It's supposed to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
can we
so,
fix that?
we will in the minutes.
Okay,
So when
It will be
you're
fixed.
passing the motion to adopt the consent agenda, ignore the strike through language.
okay, what's?
Language is correct. Somehow the strike
Okay.
through font got added.
All right,
That's
okay.
I doing it.
My print,
Hey,
my printed copy before we converted it, there is no strike through. So it was an odd
see there?
hiccup.
That's
So
weird.
my apologies.
Do we know how it appeared on the website? Is it,
Yeah. I
is
think
there a
it's- I
strike
think it's
through on the
yellow. Yeah,
website?
It's
Yeah.
on there, yeah.
Okay, shall we, could you please make reference in the minutes to the fact that there was a technical difficulty or problem?
Yes, I'll add that in.
And it's not really striked out.
Just so it's clear.
Yep.
Right, gotcha.
Good catch.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Anything else? Okay. When you're ready, please call the roll on the consent agenda when you're ready.
Okay, Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes,
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the consent agenda is approved as presented. We have one action item today. May I have a motion to approve the acquisition of a public road easement and temporary grading permit in Lodi Township? Motion appears on page 81, background on pages 82 through 86.
Madam Chair, I move that upon the recommendation of the Director of Engineering, County Highway Engineer, and concurrence of the Managing Director, the Board hereby approves the acquisition of a public road easement and a temporary grading permit upon a parcel of land commonly referred to as 2730 West Ellsworth Road, Lodi Township, Washtenaw County, Michigan, with a corresponding tax ID number of M-13-12-400-003 in the amount of $2,500.
I support.
Discussion. Mr. Schlack, did you want to give us some background? And then Commissioner Yamas had a question from earlier. Maybe your remark will answer. the
Yes.
question. I don't know. We'll see.
Yes, Brent Schlack, Director of Engineering. I'm trying to pull up the aerial here. Got some, there we go. I'm gonna plug in Tiffany. Okay. No.
That's lovely.
Yeah, that would be lovely, right?
Dollars? That's a deal. Nice work.
There we go. I want to duplicate. There we
Oh,
go.
there we go. All right.
Okay. So this is the intersection of Ann Arbor, Saline, Ellsworth. This is part of a project that we're going to be completing this year through a haul route agreement with Levy and Stone Co. So it's south of this intersection is where we'll be doing a hill cut to lower Ann Arbor, Saline Road to improve sight distance for those on Ellsworth Road. So what's in front of you now is there's an acquisition of some property on the corner of this parcel here. And so as we approached this property owner, we made a good faith offer. And then that property owner came back with a counter offer. And we're here, we accept that. Staff accepts what the counter offer is. And so that's what's presented in front of you today.
Questions, Commissioner McCollum?
Yes.
Oh,
That's okay.
everybody, 1, 2, 3. How's that?
So is that the northwest corner or the northeast corner?
So that would be the northeast corner.
Okay.
So this is what's in your board packet
Right.
on page 85. So you can see in the corner there, that's the acquisition that's taking
Right.
place
Yeah.
for this parcel.
Okay.
So
Just
that's,
kind of curious, the initial offer that we made was,
yeah, so the initial offer is based on our research
Sure.
for what the square foot price is for the amount of square foot that we're looking at. So what we didn't take into consideration that the property owner did was they have an engineered septic system that as we're looking to do work here, there's some concerns from the property owner there. Also, some of our appraisal costs weren't taken into consideration, and so the property owner came back with this counter offer.
okay.
Yeah.
And staff considered it
And we
reasonable.
staff considered it and we found it acceptable.
Yeah, ultimately, if we were to reject it, the other option is condemnation. And the cost of an attorney would far exceed the actual counter offer. So
Correct.
we said this makes sense as an administrative settlement. This is oftentimes how things get done. That a property owner comes back with something that's reasonable and we're agreeable, and that's the recommendation we're making forward to the board. Ultimately, it's your decision to decide.
Okay.
Yep.
So Gloria or Joanne, who,
My question, if you can go back to the original agreement you had up there,
what page?
it's page 83, but he
Okay.
had it up on the screen.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the good faith offer.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the good faith offer that we put forward to the property owner.
right. So this is an official document. I mean, the scratch out of $2,250. I don't know who AM is.
So what's happening is we present the offer to the property owner,
Yeah.
and this is the way that the property owner would then document their response. So they are lining out what they don't agree with. They're putting $2,500, initialing it AM,
Okay.
Yeah, who's AM?
who is the
The owner.
Their name doesn't appear on this document.
signature, right? And then ultimately, they're signing off on this, which ultimately we would then sign off on as well. So AM, I'm not familiar with, because it is an LLC, they might be a proprietary listed on the LLC document. Kurt Brochet would know that.
Okay, I guess that was some of my concern. The person doesn't appear on this legal document, and normally somebody who appears on the document would also initial, this is.
Yeah, we can
official.
certainly ask that question, if we
I
don't
don't
have
know
an
how it-
answer right now, but certainly if you choose to table it, you can do so, and otherwise.
I'm just
we will get
questioning.
that information back to you.
My question is the legality of it, and not somebody coming back and saying, well, I don't know who AM is.
Yeah, I know Kurt is very diligent in the work that he does, and I'm assuming, I did not ask that question prior to coming down here, but I'm assuming that's part of the LLC. But I know Kurt reviewing this document and yeah, we haven't engaged our attorney, but Kurt and his due diligence through this work, I would trust that that's acceptable, but we can certainly ask the question if needed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't feel comfortable without knowing that. you
Sure.
know.
Are you moving to postpone this item?
I am.
Is there a second?
There's a
second.
motion on the floor right now, actually.
No,
Oh, there's a motion to
Yeah, it was,
accept the
To
offer.
accept it.
right, I just, for the
So,
record, we have a motion on the floor by Rod or
Oh.
Joanne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, another motion can be to amend that or to,
Sure.
because you can't vote to pass it if there's opposition. So there is,
Well, yes, you can. You can defeat it,
oh, I suppose.
so we can have a vote to,
accept
or, so we would do Shelby would do color.
Well, it would be better not well, and you could to defeat it totally. I just need clarification on this.
Oh, you don't want it pulled out?
I do want it pulled out until we can get complete clarification, because you can't pull it without getting clarification. Correct?
Are we still discussing it?
Unless we table the issue.
Madam
Yeah,
Chair?
we're discussing it right now.
pardon me,
Oh, sorry.
No, from chair.
Commissioner Green and then Commissioner Smers.
Okay, it looks like, as Matt indicated, that the resident or the owner made a counteroffer, and this is a representation of the counteroffer. They struck up, the original offer was $225. They struck in, say, no, we want $2,500. And that's what they've done, and that's what we've agreed to in the motion. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I understand it.
Commissioner Smers?
So this isn't the final document. There'll still be a final document, a legal document written up for the purchase of it for the 2,500 that will have the complete names, is my understanding. Am I correct in my understanding?
No, this would be the legal document
The legal document.
Right.
that would be approved by the board ultimately, and then signed off by Matt.
The motion is the legal document, correct?
The motion
The
is.
motion is the legal document,
Mhm.
not this correspondence. The
Correct.
motion, thank you.
Thank you, Rob. That's,
Yeah,
I
the
misunderstood.
motion is the legal document.
Yes, thank you.
This is just a counter.
Background.
That's right. This is just a counter. This is just an exhibit within that.
Right.
Correct.
Further comment, Commissioner Yamas?
I know what you're saying about that, but there's assumptions to this, so I move to table it, and I can move to table it in the middle of this motion, opposed to defeating. I just need it tabled until you can get clarification on the issue.
And I confess, I don't remember if tabling requires a second or if it's gone. Does anyone have that?
Ask a question?
No? Does anyone have that guide in front of, does anyone
I'll
have
look
the
it up. really quick.
parliamentary background?
Can you motion?
I
Does
think
the
it does
motion to
not.
table require a second?
I don't think it does.
Hold, please.
It says yes, a motion to table, formerly known as to lay to the table, requires a second.
Thank
It's
you.
not debatable or amendable.
Thank you. Is there a second? Hearing none.
Well, I want to second it, but I had a question.
It's not debatable.
What's not debatable?
The motion to table is not debatable.
I'm talking about
The motion on the floor right now is to table this agenda item.
So I can't ask any more about this? piece
It's
of
not
paper?
debatable. So you either vote in favor of tabling or not. And
To
if
get
it's not-
clarification.
If it's not tabled,
Uh-huh.
then we're back to the original motion, which is to adopt the motion on page 81.
Okay, well, if I can't discuss it, then.
You can discuss it after we deal with the motion to table.
Okay.
Do you understand what I know you don't agree with it, but do
No.
you understand it?
I guess so.
Okay. So the motion on the floor is to table the one action item on our agenda, which appears on Page 81.
I
Agree.
support it.
So there is a motion and a second. With us, Shelby? Okay. Would you please call the roll on the motion to table?
Commissioner Rod Green,
No.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum,
Yes,
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
No.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
No. The motion to table is defeated. We are now back to the original motion, which is to adopt action item number 1. Is there further discussion on action item number 1 appearing on page 81?
so now I can ask my question.
Yes.
Okay, so is this document that is that has these initials of the person that's not on the sheet, is this going to be also a legal document in our files, or is just going to go away because we have a motion?
I can certainly speak to that.
Would you please?
Big Chair. Certainly we can, with the concerns raised here, we can represent a revised good faith offer that they can sign, being $2,500. And then I'll sign along with the chair after this, if this motion were to be successful, authorizing us to act on this so that the concerns raised by Commissioner Yamas are addressed. Normally, just for everyone's awareness, after the meeting, what I would do is I would sign and the chair would sign as authorized and then give it to Kurt for recording. But because of the concerns raised, we can certainly get the board to authorize if that's the way the vote goes, and then revise the document such that there aren't the initials on it, right? That it essentially reads $2,500, and then Kurt can get the signature of the.
Kurt is on. I just wanted to,
Okay,
sorry, Kurt.
understood.
Okay, sorry.
I'm just gonna finish
Okay.
my thought.
Mhm.
Is that we could essentially get the revised offer signed, and then record.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
So that would be my recommendation moving forward. And Kurt was at a doctor's appointment today. Obviously, otherwise he'd be here. And, we did not get an explanation on what the AM, whose initials that was, to your point.
Ms. Oliphant, did you have a comment?
Yes, Kurt is in the room, but if you would rather him speak via in person, that's fine. If you had questions.
You can certainly,
Does he have his hand raised?
yeah.
No, he's unmuted, he and I, if you want.
If Mr. Brochet is available to address this question virtually, I would appreciate hearing from him.
Yes, he's there. He's unmuted.
Can I do a radio check? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Kurt.
Okay. I understand there's some question as to the initials of the modification. Husband and wife, the wife is the managing member of the LLC, so she signed it. But prior to that, I was in discussions with the husband. I believe his first name is Amir. But nonetheless, he did the primary negotiations and had raised the issue of additional compensation, highlighting the fact that he's got an engineered field that they installed, and they were concerned with the proximity of our road improvements to that engineered field. So there was some review that had to be done, but ultimately he was comfortable with that. And then he asked his wife to sign on behalf of the LLC, which she subsequently did.
So I believe, if I understand correctly, Commissioner Yamas is concerned that we don't know who AM is. Nowhere is that individual identified in the documentation. And she is
Yes.
reluctant to vote yes when she doesn't have any verification of who that person is and what their relationship is to this offer.
Okay, I could take that back and get new initials by Rana Farha. She is the signatory, although her name is not printed there. I did verify that she is the managing member of the LLC.
Kurt,
So
did
she
you
signed the
go on-
document, but her husband initialed the change.
Kurt, did you go on the state's website, look at the LLC and
Yes.
review the members that they have to file with the state? So you've recognized that certainly the wife and the husband are listed on the LLC's documentation.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
I have that documentation in my file.
Great.
Commissioner Yamas, further questions?
No.
No. Okay. Further discussion, anyone? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kurt,
Thank you.
wherever you are.
Hey, Kurt.
Well, Barb, yeah, may I do?
Commissioner Yamas.
So he's saying that he sees Amir's name on the
LLC.
LLC. It still is like,
Both the husband and wife are listed.
yeah, I'd rather do what the administrator asked. We can vote for it and then you'll get it corrected. Is that correct? Or no? You said you were gonna write a revision that has.
We can certainly give a revised offer to the LLC for re-signature and have the signature match the
Initials?
LLC. Yeah. Well, we wouldn't have any initials.
Right, because it would be,
Just going to clean it up. then.
Yep,
Okay.
we can do that.
Okay, and I'm good with that.
Okay.
Great.
Further discussion? Thank you.
Thank you.
Shelby, if you'd call the roll, please.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum,
yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, action item number 1 is approved as presented and pending clarification. Next, we have reports of the road commissioners, starting with Commissioner McCullum.
Yes, on May 12th, I attended the Washtenaw County Parks and Rec. We discussed the Dexter Huron Metro Park Broad Walk redecking project in partnership with HCMA. And that has begun. The trail is closed to the public for the duration of the project, which is expected to last approximately 2 months. Engineering and permitting are in various stages for the following trail segments. Segment DAA4, which is the Dale High Metro Park to Wagner Road, Amtrak permit review still in process. I received a letter from the County Road Association of Michigan stated that I have been appointed to the chair of the Commissioners Committee.
Again,
Yes, again, which I'm happy to do. That ends my report. Thank you.
you're welcome. Commissioner Smurs?
On May 6th, I was the commissioner on chat. We had one participant who had questions about commercial driveways and who's responsible for what. Adam was able to take care of it that same day. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Commissioner Yamas?
On 5/13, I attended the virtual construction project meet on Main Street, the Main Street Bridge replacement. And on 5/14, the virtual construction project meeting of the Dixboro Road and Pontiac Trail roundabout. That was done virtually. And on 5/15, I reviewed the legislative update from the County Road Association, Ed Niola, which was very interesting. I believe you're going to report on some of it. And it looks like they're going to try and mess around with the funds again for the neighborhood. So waiting to see what's going to come up with that. Oh, I did want to say the virtual construction project meeting with Dixboro Road and Pontiac Trail was Nate Murphy, senior project manager, but it was presenter was Becky Howe, who did a great job. Thank you.
Commissioner Green?
I have no report. Thank
All
you.
right.
I have one more thing I forgot.
Commissioner Yamas?
I was at chat on 5/2.
Do you have any visitors?
No,
Okay.
another
You had a
education
nice
system.
chat, but
Yeah, nice chat.
in-house,
Nice
in-house.
education time.
okay. All right. I will report that, first of all, I want to welcome our 6 summer interns. We have Morgan Clark in permits, Sienna Dietz in communications, Marcus Keeler in engineering, Nathan McDonnell in traffic count, as part of the traffic count crew, along with Jacob McDonnell, and then Christo Short in engineering. Compliments on the new center line and fog line pavement markings. They are exquisite. They're nice and fat. They're really wide. They jump. They look great. On May 13th, I too attended the virtual project update regarding the Whitmore Lake Main Street Bridge replacement. I was the road commissioner on chat that day as well. There were no visitors. On May 14th, I attended the virtual project update regarding the Dixboro Road and Pontiac Trail roundabout. On May 16th, I attended the Dexter Forum, and I want to report that there were very few and pretty tame comments about all the work being done in Dexter. So my compliments to the managing director, to our comms director in terms of getting the word out and making sure everybody had ample opportunity to be heard, ask their questions, and get answers to them. And that concludes my report.
I have a
Commissioner
question.
Green?
How often and where is it publicized regarding the summer interns?
I don't have an answer to that question. Do you, Mr. McEnroe?
So our website is where we publicize all of our employment opportunities. So those are all on our website. In fact, there's still the construction seasonal labor still up there. So we're still taking applications for that. Usually we post it around winter time, and then hopefully we could do interviews while they're home for typically the winter break. So usually it's right December, November, we post that and we run it until all the vacancies are filled.
And when is typically the deadline for applications, if you know?
So the sooner the better is when they're posted, and until we are filled up on the needs for summer employment, we keep it open. There's no deadline. It's more of a, if we get qualified applicants, then ultimately the offers are made.
And what's the average pay for an intern?
It ranges anywhere between 17 to 20 some dollars an hour.
Okay. Thank you.
Commissioner Smers and then Commissioner McCollum.
The labor's job is not an intern job. That's a road crew job.
Yeah, it's essentially summer help where they help out our heavy equipment as a labor position. Some of their duties may include traffic regulator.
It's an opportunity to get out in the field.
Exactly. It isn't necessarily a college student, but it can be. But ultimately, it's a summer position where it's the labor classification. And sometimes we even, if it's a good fit and we have a vacancy, it turns into a permanent labor.
Right.
And then ultimately it can lead to full-time employment. So it's a great opportunity for folks to test us out and for us to see what, if it's a good fit for our organization
As well as the applicant to see if it's a good fit for them.
Exactly. Yeah. Is construction a full-time position that I'm really seeking? So we have had that. In fact, I believe we reference it often. I think Felix Weber came in as a seasonal worker and then hired in as a full-time employee. So
I think Josh Summer
came in as a temporary employee as well. We have a lot of examples where either our summer helpers either got gainful employment for our organization or moved on and are working, like Brent shared the example of the director of engineering in Livingston County was once an intern. So it's a great program to get a taste of the industry, also for us to get that help we need in the peak of our season. And also for them to gain experience and build a resume for their future employment. So I really support the good work of our interns over the course of my career here. It's been great.
And that's been what, 5 years?
For my career, yeah, no, I'm now 20. So yeah, it's been a while.
Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, so the interns, is that one of the things that is talked about during the job fairs, like you had one at Lincoln? Was that talked about? Great.
So
Thank
I
you.
also personally attended, along with Tiffany, the Saline Ann Arbor area career fair, and certainly I talked to a number of different high school students. You do have to be 18. That is a requirement.
Oh, okay.
Typically it's
So,
post
senior.
high school. So it's folks that have either graduated or are 18 years or older that are looking for employment.
Sure.
Yep.
Thank you.
Can I sorry, interrupt Tiffany Oliphant.
Commissioner.
Commissioner Oliphant. I'm sorry. Commissioner Green asked where it's posted. It's also posted on social media for young people to see as well, and LinkedIn. We post it
Okay.
on LinkedIn and all the social platforms so that, we get the word out.
All right,
So just, I know he's not right
Right.
there, sitting there, but I just want to let,
catch him up.
go on record to say that.
But
Okay.
the application is on our website. That's where, all of our social posts link
Yes.
back to our website.
Correct.
So, yeah, thank you for sharing that, because that is how we get the word out.
Thank you for the reminder. All right. Staff report and updates. Staff reports begin on page 87 and we're on through the end of the packet on page 94. Mr. McDonnell.
Yes, so we have a number of reports in the packet, and was there any questions on those reports? Communications, our WTHC Fix It, and our operations reports.
I'd just like to comment that the communications department is just killing it out there. I mean, when you look at, we've got 3 pages of information about the communications that are being put forward and on what channels and how many times and what the topics are. That's a lot of work in addition to everything else. So I just want to compliment our communications department and operations. Of course, you guys are going full steam and good luck in the 80-degree weather. Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. I certainly second that. Our communication team is doing an outstanding job, but it is a collaborative effort. They are taking the information from our operations group and our engineering group and making it digestible for public consumption, and then pushing that information out. It really helps to educate, but it also lets people know where we're at so they can plan accordingly. And sometimes it does cut down on some of the calls or requests that we get too. So also, I wanted to make mention, I did attend the CRA managers retreat for up on May 6th and 7th in Petoskey. The topic was townships and our township partnerships. It was fascinating to hear how we do the same thing, but we all do it a little differently as far as our local road programs and our matching programs, how we interpret and report on the work via projects and or maintenance side of things. So it was very good for me, connected with a lot of peers and fellow managing directors some that I knew and some others I did not. And just a really good opportunity. So thank you for the support and availing that opportunity to me. So with that, if you don't have any questions, we'll go ahead and move on to.
Commissioner Yamas.
Yes.
I have questions on the packet, so you want me to
Sure.
ask now?
Page number?
Page 68 and these are both financial questions. They're about the check register. And
Do you want to wait until Dan's giving his?
that's up to Matt. Usually he likes to hear, but I can wait until he gives his update.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We can talk about it. 68. Dan, you want to come on up? We'll do his report.
We'll start with Mr. Ackerman.
Mr. Ackerman.
Yeah. So go ahead.
And they're just questions of curiosity, right?
Sure.
Page 68 on the register, line 2 for LaFontaine Buick GMC of Highland. For $160,365. What trucks or cars were paid for that? Can we see that purchase? I understand that we did okay that through the budget. I'm not questioning the purchase. I do know that we okayed that through the budget, but I was curious about that.
Yeah, we can look at up that purchase. It's 2 parts, right? So it's in the budget, but then also we generally will also provide the board through consent a purchase order. So the purchase order, it's a 2-step process. You essentially have it in the budget, but then you also have to get authorization for our procurement for issuing the purchase order to LaFontaine Buick GMC. And then it's for a variety of light fleet trucks.
So that's for 3 pickup trucks.
for the
Okay.
light.
Yeah, and we can get you the purchase order or, you
I
know,
just wanted to
any of the
know.
other documents that you'd like, but.
Okay,
And
Did we
again,
already approve that as a board?
we
yes,
did.
Yeah.
so
we
it
did.
was approved already through the
I
consent.
figured it was.
Yes.
But
approved.
typically you list, you know, is it a road grader and a light duty pickup, or is it?
On the
In the
PO.
board, right.
So, but.
No, in the motion, typically
Yes.
you identify
Yeah.
what's being
I
purchased.
I was referencing what Lori's asking about is the check register.
Right.
Yeah.
These are the checks that were cut related to the PO,
Right.
to your point. that-
Okay.
That those things are listed on the PO.
Okay, other items, Gloria?
Yeah, and I know that we use the Highland L'Enfante Buick, but they owe a lot of dealerships. We don't, do we use them because they do trucks, or we don't use the one that's in Washtenaw County?
So LaFontaine, they own a variety of dealerships.
Yeah,
and-
I
and
know, yeah.
To be honest with you, that's Adam. Adam can speak to that.
Come on, begin.
Yep.
You stay up here.
So the question is, why aren't we using a dealership in Washtenaw County?
Yes.
Yep, so Adam Lape, Director of Operations. Specific to LaFontaine, that's just where they came from. That's where the billing goes to.
Okay,
They look all over the state, sometimes out of state. For an example, last year, I think we got one of the trucks came from like Indiana when it was delivered. So they have their whole blanket they can throw over everything. LaFontaine proper is just who we work with, and that's where the billing's gone to them. I believe that's probably their main finance department.
okay,
And so our saleswoman just looks wherever she
You
can.
work
to
with
those.
a specific person for municipal fleet.
Yep, yeah, and her name,
LaFontaine has a specific pricing and a salesperson for municipal fleet.
yep. And then as you go different manufacturers, then you get a different salesperson for fleet sales within their group. So that was the change we made like 4 years ago now, give or take, where we're trying to get things a little faster. And so working with LaFontaine, they've been able to procure these a little bit quicker for us. And when we started getting white paint, because it's a little more readily available, a little cheaper than the silver paint. So that's how some of this comes. So those are our light fleet purchases for this year for the Foreman.
okay, thank you.
Yep.
What else?
I have another, on page 69. It's credits, and I think I'm just a little excited about the one from Michigan County Road Commission for $716,085. That is our reward.
RISIP.
It's
So
McChrystal.
RISIP. So that is our self-insurance. So that's the invoice for, I believe, the year for McChrystal.
Right, it's our Dan Ackerman, Director of Finance. It's our liability insurance that we pay, errors and emissions. It's our big payment that we make each year to the Michigan County Road Commission Self-Insurance Pool.
Okay, that's why I wondered if it came from, but it didn't
Yep.
see CRA, but I was
Okay.
like, oh, it's good to see the money come back.
Mhm.
Thank you, that's all my questions.
No, it's not money coming back.
Well, it is a payment we make.
Oh, that's a payment.
That
you
is a
make.
payment we make,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Okay.
separate.
Yeah, that's our annual payment. yes.
I did look at the check register, but that was my first question. It was hard for me to tell if it was a check or
In a
a
packet,
I know on the packet, but generally they're in alphabetical order and it wasn't, it was on the second page. So I was like,
Okay.
is this a credit or
Right.
is this a debit?
So the
Okay.
first page on page 68 is
Right.
the electronic ACH remittance. So those
Okay.
are the electronic transfers.
Okay,
And then page 69, that's another list of checks that were issued.
oh, okay,
Both are payments made through our accounts payable.
okay,
So you see that AP is accounts payable.
right.
This is the checks that were cut.
Oh,
And the vendor names are listed. The vendor in this case that you reference is McChrystal. For that 716,000, that is a payment.
okay,
just like DTE Energy is a payment, Home Depot is a payment.
I get that, but
AT&T.
do you understand that it was on two, but I get that's an ACH.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
And it
Thank
may
you.
be a little confusing because for fraud prevention purposes, we've masked the check numbers.
Right,
So that you can't see what the check numbers are, so that might be a bit confusing, but we just felt when we had some issues with attempts to steal our check numbers and so on, that we would mask that, so.
Right,
That
and
could
that-
maybe add to the confusion probably, so.
well, thank you, but we do usually get a refund from them, right?
Yes, yep, that would be probably in August.
Okay,
Mhm, hopefully.
thank you.
Yes.
Commissioner Green.
Yes, going back to page 68, and the second line item, LaFontaine Buick. Was that purchase bid out, and was LaFontaine the lowest bidder?
So we got our, through it's cooperative bidding, or cooperative purchasing, sorry. We got a municipal rate on that. So through our procurement, we can do cooperative bidding. So essentially pricing, not bidding. I keep a slip of the tongue. It's cooperative pricing through LaFontaine Group. So we did not bid that out. So we have that option when it makes the most sense from a economic standpoint to do that group pricing. So the municipal discount rate is what we use for working with LaFontaine.
So if there's another dealer who might want that purchase opportunity, how do they get that opportunity?
Well, they certainly can. We have not elected to do that. Previously, we did through Gov Deals, so the My Deal system, I believe. And so that was, again, cooperative. That's how we've found historically we get the best pricing rather than working with individual dealerships. And we have not elected to bid out our vehicle purchases. We've always done kind of the as far as I have been at the road commission, we've been using the cooperative. Again, this is all through our procurement policy. If there's a question on that, certainly we can delve into that at a working session topic if you'd like. But that's how that came to be.
And I would imagine potential new vendors could join this purchasing co-op as well. You know, there's probably a pretty rigorous process, but I imagine new vendors all the time are coming and going, so.
And again, we put this forward for the board for approval of the purchase agreement, and it's usually in the write-up where we're describing how that came to be.
And we do have a policy and a
I understand.
procedure.
Just for the record, I'm personally in favor of allowing everyone an opportunity to bid on these very lucrative contracts. So if the playing field can be made level so that others can enter it. I understand that we've always used this person, so that's how it goes, but
Well, we
my
haven't
personal
always used
preference.
this person. We've always used cooperative purchasing because it results in the lowest pricing. So we're always about finding the lowest means to use the taxpayers' money at the most economical way. And I hear what you're saying is you're looking for others to get involved. Our experience has been those quotes are typically higher than what the cooperative group pricing is. So that's just been my experience, just sharing.
Perhaps at a future working session, we could dive into this a
Sure.
little further and look at our
Sure.
procurement policy and procedure.
Sure. And I just had one other question. Page number 69. The payment of $716,000, is that an annual payment?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
And so Jamie Kraus handles accounts payable for finance, does an excellent job. With all the check stubs, we have all the documentation, purchase orders, invoices, anything else that is relevant to those payments.
Yep.
So, you know, we make sure we've got all the proper documentations, including, you know, okay to pay and so on. So, you know, definitely we have that. Our auditors go over that very closely during audit time, and we make sure that, you know, we're following procurement process and so on. So,
Yeah,
and
the intent is obviously you put in the board packet so it's open and transparent.
right.
So if you've got questions, please review the board packet before we approve it. So that if you've got questions, we want to get those answered before you make a decision.
Yep.
So if you have those questions, contact Dan or I. We can give you all the backup information. In fact, Doug Fuller used to say, here's the 3 things I want to see.
Yes.
I'd like to see the PO request. I'd like to see the board action. I'd like to see where it's at in the budget. And we're absolutely open and transparent. Let us know. Just shoot us an email.
So the board packet typically issued on Thursday in the summer, right, Shelby?
Yep.
Available for pickup. She'll tell you when.
Mhm.
And then if you can review that in advance on, I would suggest Monday, get to Dan and or Matt
Mhm.
for clarification.
Sure.
Either come in on Monday to look at the documentation or be here ahead of the working session or board meeting. I remember Doug sitting in the commissioner's office he was going through and cross-referencing and reassuring himself that he agreed with what the transaction represented.
So Jamie has two big bins full of documentation. And at times we would just be like, here's the bins, just go ahead and go through it all, and then there'd be follow-up questions. But yeah, we totally we welcome, if there's anything the commissioners are concerned with, be more than happy to share any documentation that we have and continue to do follow-ups if that's not enough.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, we can do it.
You can
like-
use Joanne first, then I'll talk.
Commissioner McCollum,
Just in case somehow that doesn't happen,
what doesn't happen?
I'm talking to Dan.
Be-
Just in case that doesn't happen, where I can do that,
Sure.
maybe that thought doesn't come to me until I'm in the meeting. Sometimes that will happen.
Okay.
And so I'm not trying to throw you off, but
Yep.
you can give that information to me later,
Mhm.
but I'm not promising that I will be able to do that every time.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Commissioner Yamas,
I guess that was my thing. It doesn't hurt for the public to see how transparent we are.
Mhm.
And I think it's a good view of what that is. And certainly I'll try and do that. I usually go over this on Friday, but my days are so packed. This was Friday and Saturday. I wrote down questions with an intention to email stuff, but I had too much other stuff on but regardless, I knew that it would be no problem to answer here quickly.
Sure. Yep. Nope. Anytime, you see it after the fact, whatever, we're more than happy to share with you whatever information that you need and whatever questions that you have.
Thank you.
Again, open and transparent. We
Absolutely.
buy into that, support it, and
Either way.
take it very
before or
seriously.
After it. Makes
Okay.
no difference. We have the
Yeah.
documentation.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, you should be comforted, the auditors go in great detail as far as invoices that they ask for, and, show us the bidding process for some things, and they definitely are doing a lot of that with their testing.
Yeah, and I just want board members to be comfortable with when you're acting. I don't want you to,
Mhm.
I don't want to have questions on your mind. That's all.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
Yeah, of
your
course.
answers. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Commissioner Green,
And I'd just like to personally add that I think it's healthy for us to have these discussions in the open so that the public can see that we're not simply rubber stamping things,
Sure.
but we're asking questions
Yep.
that they may have on their minds and hearts, and making sure that they have the opportunity. We represent the public. So as much as possible, we can have these open discussions so that they can see us working on the public's behalf.
Yep. Absolutely, and we are here to serve you, so definitely, again, the only bad question is when you don't ask, so we welcome that for sure.
any other questions?
Nope, thank you.
Okay, Dan?
All right, so I did want to thank the board and the managing director. Connie and I attended the County Road Association's Finance and HR Annual Business Conference, and it's just a great opportunity. Jam-packed agendas, lots of networking that we do. And so I have some things to share, but I wanted to welcome Connie, come on up, our Assistant Finance Director, and wanted to just have her share some things that some takeaways from the conference.
Yeah, good afternoon, Connie Cupola, Assistant Finance Director here at the Road Commission. So, yep, I got to attend the first CRA conference last week, and Dan is right, it was very fruitful. The advantage for me is this is all new information, so I have notes upon notes and upon notes and questions. And the great part too is obviously I've been learning from Dan, but then they're presenting on topics that we're reporting on. And so to learn from a different perspective, like how other road agency is doing things or even talking about the subject, it kind of sinks in a little bit more information because while I am not new to accounting, I am new to road commissions and oh boy, you guys are different. A lot more detailed, which is great. It's just a great new challenge for me. So, and like Dan said, there was a lot of networking opportunities, and I just found the group to be very welcoming and open, and some of the technical side of things I get excited about, right? So this is a room where everyone is excited about the same thing, right? You want to talk about GASBs, we'll talk about GASBs all day long, right? So anyway, that was my experience. I was really grateful to have it and look forward to many more. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. So definitely, for Connie, it was great to just make more connections. She's, talked to some on the phone and maybe had Teams meetings, but just to, there's nothing better to, be in person with folks and put names with faces and so on. So, obviously I have a retirement date, but Sarah from Livingston County, right to the north, she's going to be around for quite some time, very sharp person. And Beth from Lenawee from the south. So we're surrounded by some really good finance professionals. And I think it's important to learn from others. And as Connie mentioned, this group is amazing. It's just so supportive. I've found no egos, here's the way we do things. Maybe it benefits you, maybe it doesn't. So I get as much from these conferences, attending all the different learning sessions as I do just networking with my peers. And definitely when I started many moons ago, that was invaluable for me to just kind of get up to speed. It was a little sad for me because this is my last conference, but the group being just the caring group that they are prior to our awards recognition, one of the committee members came up to me and said, "We know you're retiring in January. Do you plan on coming to this conference next May?" And I said, "Probably not." So they actually acknowledged my retirement last week. So I thought that was very nice of them.
So that means it's real?
I guess that means it's real. No take backs, right?
Have take backs.
So you put your paperwork in.
Yes, that's right. So that was a bit, of all the conferences I go to, this is by far the best one. And again, it's just such a great, invaluable way to just exchange information. And speaking of the topics, a lot of discussion about the new funding. Tom, who is what would you call him, a lobbyist for CRA, gave a presentation on the new money. And I think a lot of us finance folks were like, it would be nice when we see it. And I think everybody's a little confused and, definitely watching things closely. The new money doesn't seem to be flowing like we would think it would. So, just a lot of discussions on that. And then one takeaway I had was the second marijuana tax that is currently in the courts. If by chance that starts flowing to the road commissions and say the lawsuit is successful, would we have to pay this money back? And the answer was yes. So we want to be mindful of that. We were told when the money does start coming in from the Neighborhood Roads Fund, that we would be able to see what the breakdowns are. So certainly if we can see that breakdown, we probably just want to reserve that somewhere, not spend it, in case, again, me, I like to be conservative about things, just in case we would have to give it back. So that was a very interesting discussion. And then we like to share anything that we learn with our staff here. There was a session on ADA website compliance, so I shared that with Tiffany Oliphant, and she's already right on top of things, and really our website is pretty much there. But I just kind of shared some materials with her. As Connie mentioned, there's some new GASBs, which I'm not a fan of because usually it means more work and more unfunded mandates. They are going to make some changes. It's called the management discussion and analysis, or MD&A. So when you look at our financials that Plant Moran presents, it's towards the front. It's a pretty large document, but it's towards the front. And it basically tells the reader our story, our financial story, our challenges, how things went during the fiscal year, what's coming in the future. Apparently the GASB wants that to be more involved and more in depth. So, and that's going to be pretty quickly that will have to change. There are some GASBs that are coming down. Sorry, but
GASB's.
Governmental Accounting Standards Board.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Sorry. And so there's a pretty big GASB statement 103. Which will add to, so basically GASB 34 said we need to treat our roads as assets and get the cost and depreciate them depending on if it's concrete or gravel or so on. So that was GASB 34 a long time ago. GASB 103 is going to break that down even further. But I must admit, so some of them were effective in 2027 and 2028. And so I was kind of sitting there thinking, well, I'll be retired. So I was like, lucky me, I guess, on some of these. But again, just a wealth of information sharing, and very appreciative of the support of the board and the managing director to send us to that. In the last 5 or 10 years, there's been a real focus on training for this organization. And I think, it just pays off in dividends as far as, what takeaway staff get, what connections that are made. And so, really glad that the board is encouraging, and again, the managing director too, because it's not always like that. So I think whatever we spend on training is definitely worth it. And that's really my report, unless there's any other questions.
Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, how is, and I always forget the name, I can start off,
Acumatica?
Acumatica coming along.
Thank you for the question. I was actually a part of a panel at this conference, which I received an email asking for my bio, and I was like, for what? So apparently I was voluntold for that one. So it has definitely been a slow process. We've been talking as road commissions, and Kent County Road Commission is actually live. But being the first, as you can imagine, there's a lot of issues. At one point, they had 45 open items, which is a lot. So us road commissions kind of got on the same page, and we met with the consultants for Acumatica, and we said, please focus on Kent County, get them stood up first, and then, look at the rest of us. I think one of the challenges was there's 5 road commissions that are going live. And I think the consultants were trying to support all of us when I think they just didn't have enough resources. So we said, let's stop treading water here. Let's focus on Kent County first. And, they're calling us the pioneers as far as, looking at this new software. But I feel like Kent County is the pioneer of the pioneers because they're going first. And so we're learning a lot from that. Kalamazoo is planning on going next, and then we're third. Now things could change. From my perspective, Commissioner McCollum, I don't want to rush things. I want to make sure everything is set up properly. I want to make sure staff is trained appropriately, and then we'll go live. So, I think that's probably causing some delays as well. And you would not believe, because this is our enterprise software, we're doing so many things, timekeeping, accounts payable, payroll. We're tracking our projects. We're doing things with preventative maintenance for our equipment. You would not believe all the things that we want the system to do. But that is, definitely causing a delay with things. But I feel Kent County is feeling better about their 45 open items are maybe now halved. So Macy, my counterpart at Kent County, is feeling better about things. And again, as the road commissions come online, I think it'll get a little easier and easier because, the struggle she's going through will benefit the others. So hopefully that's an adequate synopsis.
Yes, it is.
The presentation that we gave, we had an hour and we were concerned that what are we going to talk about for an hour? So we were hoping that there were questions from the other road commissions. And there were a ton of questions. The session probably could have been 2 hours long. So there's just a lot of interest. I had a lot of road commissions say, we appreciate you guys being the first. We don't want to be the first, but we're probably going to follow shortly thereafter. So there's definitely an interest and a buzz with this. But from my perspective, I want to do it right. If that means taking our time, then so be it.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'm just so hopeful for this. I know
Yes.
once you go through the waves of it, it will be so much beneficial profit and all that from it.
Right. We just want to realize efficiencies and, the technology has changed so much. We want to make use of all that. Sure.
Other questions? I don't see any.
Okay.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Next up, bring back up Brent Schlack, engineering report.
Hello, good afternoon again. Brent Schlack, Director of Engineering. So I have a couple of updates for projects but before we begin, I know earlier we had talked about Ellsworth Road between Ann Arbor, Saline and Maple. There is some interest from the township and ourselves on paving that road, but really so with Jan passing, Jacob Shively is the interim supervisor. Based on the timing of that, he has been named the interim and will have to go through the election to be elected into that position. But he is serving in that role currently.
Thank you for that, Brent.
Yep.
Appreciate you filling us in.
Yep.
Because I couldn't remember.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm like, actually Adam's the one's like, hey, when you report, say something. You're like, okay.
Finger in his back.
Yeah. And so staying on Lodi Township, I just wanted to touch again. I know we brought it up this morning during the working session, Pleasant Lake and Zeeb Road, that we'll be converting that to a multi-way stop tomorrow. Their traffic and safety and others are out there actively trying to prepare for that. So that will be a big change for the motorists. But that will take place tomorrow, and most likely that'll all after the morning rush is when they'll start putting those signs up, activating the message boards. So they're delivering the message boards today. Julie is doing some prep work for the signs. Mark's getting all his equipment ready. And we're also going to be putting, like Michelle said, some old counter tubes across the road. We're going to do that on all 4 legs to just warn drivers as they approach that there is a change.
Aaron pointed out the working session, you got to get the driver's attention, whether it be the rumble strips or the message boards or the flags on the new signs. You got to grab their attention, because introducing a stop control where there was not any before, I don't know about you, but you get in the vehicle and sometimes you can't remember how you got from point A to point B. You just go on autopilot. And I think a lot of people are like that. And when you introduce that stop control, that it takes a little bit. And so through our best practices, we have these tools in the toolbox to get people's attention. And thank you for the board for purchasing portable changeable message board, because that's another tool in our toolbox. We use them extensively for getting the word out for our virtual public meetings and upcoming projects. But this is yet another example where we use those message boards. So,
yeah, it's a great tool. We've had 4 for a long time, and the board purchased 2 more. So we have 6 of them, and we were kind of like, gosh, are we going to have the resources to manage 6? And they are out constantly. Yeah. So they are a great tool for us. So with that, we did, like Michelle said earlier, we've informed the Washtenaw County Sheriff's Department, we've informed the township, and we've informed the pits. So we've let the gravel pits know that this change will be happening tomorrow. So we did have, we have some upcoming bids. in the MDOT bid letting for the June 5th bid letting. Tiffany's showing on our website, there is a link where you can get to the MDOT bid letting on our website under our procurement. So we have Dixboro and Pontiac Trail Roundabout will be in that bid. The Superior Township ADA TAP project, which I had touched base last time on the map for within Superior Township. The Old 12 paving between the Jackson County line and I-94 will be in that bid. The Dixboro Road paving between M14 and Pontiac Trail, will be constructed next year, but that's in this bid letting. And Ellsworth Road paving between Gulfside and Hewitt, that also will be constructed next year in 27. That's also in this June 5th bid letting. So we have quite a few projects in the upcoming bid letting, and so we're hoping for good prices. We have some public information meetings upcoming. So we have our construction kickoff virtual public meeting, which is this Thursday at 11 a.m. The board kind of got a nice sneak preview of that this morning. So it'll be very similar to what we will be presenting on Thursday. Hewitt Road between Packard and M17 or Washtenaw Ave. That's a reconstruction project. We have the design virtual public meeting scheduled for June 4th at 11 a.m. Then I have some project updates. And I apologize, Tiffany, I'm going to throw a curveball in here. I wanted to touch base on, we did a project update on the Maple Foster Bridge. Tiffany and her team put out an update. As the reminder, this bridge is posted 5 tons. We installed low clearance signs as you approach the bridge to help kind of deter vehicles from traveling over the bridge.
Yeah, because usually the larger the vehicle, the heavier it is.
Yes.
So that was the
thought behind it. Yes. So you can see that on the screen, it's a 9-foot clearance. So thankfully for our signal crew is the one, and working with Julie for the sign, they actually were the ones that installed this. And just to give you a sense of what's happening out there, and this is a big concern, our waymasters have issued over $50,000 in overweight vehicles crossing this bridge. So it's a big concern of mine. This is posted for a reason. It's a fracture critical bridge, one that if one of those members fractures, that bridge could fail. And so that's the reason we installed the overhead or the low clearance signs, was to try and deter those vehicles because it is very serious.
And Brent, it's my understanding that the first time we installed them, they've been hit.
Yes, thanks, Matt. Yes. Yeah.
We're on our second set.
Yes. Yeah.
Commissioner McCollum?
Yeah. Is there a video that the Waymaster watches, or how does he catch?
So he positions himself near the bridge,
Okay.
and then he observes vehicles that he would feel are overweight, and then pulls them over and issues them a ticket for their overweight.
They have scales that
Yep.
they can, if it's not, if it's a commercial vehicle that we need to weigh up to essentially prove that he's over the 5 tons. A lot of times it's very obvious to our waymasters who are experts in the field. So we have to be on site. We cannot issue a citation via video. It's a good question because in other states, you can issue citations using a camera. Michigan is not one of those states.
Okay.
Yeah, especially for overweight tickets.
Right.
So was that 50,000 for this particular bridge
Just for this location,
this year?
for this year.
And just for note,
Dollars
we
in
don't,
fines, not 50,000 tickets.
Yeah, not 50,000. Yeah.
yeah, we don't,
Not saying 50,000
we
tickets.
don't get any money those, those fines don't go to the road commission.
I
We
believe,
do it, we issue the tickets to protect the infrastructure and to protect the public's interest. But we do not receive any of the revenue from the fines, just so.
right, yeah, no, I appreciate you bringing that up. Yeah, I believe the library gets some of those fines.
That area of the law, it's not an area
Yeah, I've dug in a little bit, but yeah, there you go. Yep.
So how much is a fine? Because 50,000 sounds a lot to me, but.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Depends on the weight of the.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm not sure. I can report back.
Okay.
Because I did not ask that. I just asked, how it was going and
Right.
that's when they brought up the statistic and I was
Okay.
like, oh my goodness.
The commercial vehicle citations really relate to how much weight above are you?
Okay.
And the amount of the fine is dependent on how much over you are.
Okay. Interesting.
And Madam Chair, I can
Yeah.
also testify that those overweight violation fees are very expensive. And most commercial carriers know that in advance, so they're very mindful of that.
Yeah, it's a concern for us at this location. It's a fracture critical bridge, like I had stated, and so it's a big concern for us. And so I thought it was important to bring up.
Further question?
I did. I'm kind of a question a statement. I know that bridge is like over 100 years old, right? It's
Correct.
very, very old. So, and I probably came to it already. It's like, so there's no preventative thing, like, don't go, the only preventative thing is like the weight and the height restrictions, right? So when they choose to violate, knowing.
They do, which is not a popular one, probably the best action would
Right.
be ultimately closing that to eliminate that concern. But right now, we technically, based on the inspected weight limit of 5 tons, it technically can be open.
Okay.
Brent,
Yes.
what kind of vehicles are violating weight
So,
restriction?
we've seen RVs, the big RV trucks go over it.
Like fifth wheels?
Fifth
People
wheel, oh
pulling-
yeah, well, not even just fifth wheels, the big motor coaches go over it. We've seen landscape vehicles go over it, water trucks go over it. A number of very heavy vehicles.
Garbage trucks,
Yes, we've seen garbage trucks
school
go.
buses?
We have not seen school buses. Actually, there was a report of them going across it. And we quickly talked to Ann Arbor Public Schools about the nature of this bridge. So initially, yes, there were, but we quickly had that conversation with their transportation department.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah.
Are you working with Tiffany on any media releases to this effect?
I mean, Tiffany has put out quite a bit of communication about this bridge and, we do have a project page and that's where the update went. So I don't know, I guess that'd be, Tiffany, I don't know if we've put out, I mean, this was most recent,
Okay,
in April, into April, where we notified that we were putting these low clearance signs out. So people are aware.
Yes, you are correct. We sent this to everyone who is registered for Ann Arbor Township, who has signed up for our email updates. So this does go out and to let people know that we have those updates and everything like that. So,
And didn't we have a subscribe group for this project as well?
yes, we do have a subscribe group
quite
for this project. Yes.
Because it was generated when we closed it.
right.
So that group is quite extensive.
Yeah.
They call us.
This is terrifying.
It is.
I appreciate that because yes, it is terrifying. Being the county highway engineer, this is something I do not want on my resume. Is a potential, failure of this bridge.
Catastrophe. Commissioner Green?
And then, of course, there's the obvious question that if someone gets hurt or the bridge collapses, we're liable. Correct?
We have all the proper posting out there.
Right.
That doesn't mean that we wouldn't be brought into some type of
Yeah, I think
lawsuit.
everyone gets sued in that instance.
Right.
Whether
Absolutely.
we're liable, that's for court.
Right.
Everybody,
Right.
right.
Madam Chair.
Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner
Okay.
Yamas.
And I don't know if that's possible. Can we make it a no trucks bridge? Like no trucks allowed? Because I've seen streets that are like no trucks allowed,
It is.
no.
Yeah,
truck at
so
all.
Huron River Drive, as you head up to, is posted no trucks.
Ah,
And so is in advance. And we actually brought that to the board prior to opening the bridge to extend that restriction to north of the bridge.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a great question, because
Yeah.
we are trying to do everything in our power to limit the risk, right? Ultimately, no through trucks, weight restricted, height restricted, and to balance the need for public access as well, because emergency access to that area would be hampered without that bridge in place, even with the 5-ton restriction. And you can go one lower. You can go up to 3 tons.
You can.
So there isn't one more level before you end up closing.
Commissioner Green.
I'm just curious, has there been a discussion with our attorneys as to how we can best protect ourselves from liability?
I have not had that conversation with our attorneys.
I can certainly
It might
reach out.
be useful.
I can
That's all I'm
certainly reach out.
Yeah,
That
that might be
might
a
be
good
useful.
conversation. Yeah, and like Matt said, we're trying to do everything in our power to send the message, to look at all these different traffic control devices and means to eliminate any type of crossing for an overweight vehicle.
I'll plan to reach out to the pool. So McChrysip is our liability insurance.
Oh,
So
great.
that way,
Yep.
ultimately, that answer really won't cost us anything other than, their time to answer that question. I think that's very appropriate and
Yep.
good thing to do.
Yep. All right, so moving on to Mark's at Whitaker Roundabout, it's a federal aid project. We talked about this morning. So the contractor's getting prepared to pave this segment. So all the concrete work has been finished. And so they're looking at paving that this week. I believe earlier I reported it possibly today. Unfortunately, it wasn't today with the weather that we had earlier in the day. So it will happen this week. Dexter Chelsea paving, that's between just east of Freer and Dancer Road. Again, this is a federal aid project. The main line paving has been complete, and we've actually had to do some repairs to this paving. So as the ride quality on the westbound lane had some issues, and so we brought that to the contractor's attention. They acknowledged that, and they've gone out and repaired that bound of Dexter Chelsea Road. So shoulders are remaining
Brent, that
Yeah.
was at no cost to the road commission.
at no cost. Thanks, Matt. Yes.
Thank you.
Yep, at no cost to So shoulders are remaining, and Tiffany's planning on putting on a project update here today or tomorrow. So the one aspect to understand with this project is that we will be following up this paving with a chip seal project as well this same season. So we've done that in other cases, but I know we will get some concerns from residents that we're covering up a nice smooth road. But there's reasons for that. So it's actually part of our millage plan to protect this investment. And so we will be following that with the chip seal, and Adam and his crew will be doing that shortly in the next
Brent,
probably month.
just so, for the seal coat on Dexter Chelsea, it's gonna extend beyond
It
the
will
current limits. It's gonna go all the way to
all
Parker.
yes. All the way to Parker,
We've
yes.
done resurfacing on this segment, in previous years.
Mm.
So ultimately, we're looking to do a seal coat on not just what was paved, but what was paved, a year or so ago.
Correct, correct. Whitehall Drive, that's a paving project between Earhart and Plymouth Road. So we're out, that's a millage project. We're out doing concrete curb replacements on this segment of road in preparation for that mill and resurface. The Island Lake Road and Dexter Main Street Corridor Improvement Project. So we closed that road. And the city of Dexter was out doing their water main work. That work is complete, and our contractors out there doing removals. There actually is some signal work that that's taking place right now for the overheight detection that will go in advance of that roundabout or advance of the railroad viaduct, I guess. So there is a little bit of signal work going on as well. And with this project, I want to do another reminder on the detour. So I don't know, Tiffany, if you can pull up the detour, the north segment. So the detour is going up Dexter Pinckney, depending on where you're at. Going up to North Territorial is probably the main artery that we're sending vehicles up to. So either going Dexter Town Hall or Dexter Pinckney, and then traveling over to Mast Road. And we've chosen this detour for a reason. There's the intersection of Mast and North Territorial is signalized. And so that's the main reason that we've chosen this detour route. We do understand that a lot of individuals are utilizing Huron River Drive, and it's causing some congestion on Huron River Drive. So that's why we are recommending those to actually follow the detour. Depending on the time of day, Huron River Drive probably could save you a few minutes, but our recommendation would be to just follow the detour.
I've even seen social media postings where not the road commission, but someone was trying to give public options on a detour, and they showed Huron River Drive as the preferred route, which makes me laugh because that's not what we're intending. Because what happens is if you're going northbound on Huron River Drive and you get to North Territorial, yes, it is shorter to go Huron River Drive, but it's stop controlled at North Territorial. And there isn't a lot of gaps because of the volume on North Territorial. So we're getting a lot of requests. Well, can't you put a temporary signal at North Territorial and Huron River Drive? The answer is no. Use the posted detour or Mass Road at North Territorial because there is a traffic signal there. And so we're constantly, having to address that concern. And, Huron River Drive may be shorter as mileage goes, but from a time perspective, you may be 12 cars or 15 cars back waiting for a stop controlled intersection, which will not save you any time. So just awareness.
Yep. Thanks, Matt. Cherry Hill Road Bridge, that's a federal aid project. That road is closed. Contractors working on removals for that project. We also have on our weekly road work schedule, we have Workner Road. And this is not the Workner Road that we have been talking previously. This is between Stouffer and Island Lake. Actually, this is a federal aid project that we're having. There's some horizontal curves in this area of Workner Road that we are planning to put high friction surface on. But in order to do so, we have to mill and resurface those curves in order for that material to adhere properly. So Tiffany's pulling up that now. So you can see those curves there basically right into the center. So we're going to be milling and resurfacing, those curves.
That's Workner Road north of 52.
North of M52. Thanks, Matt. Yep.
Yep.
So aside from that, please review our website for additional information. We have lots of other projects out there. And so I'd encourage those to, go to our website. So that's my report unless there's any questions.
Anything for Brent?
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Brent.
Right. All right, our operations report, Mr. Lake.
All right, good afternoon, Adam Leap, Director of Operations. Abbreviated update today, started with our operations team spreading aggregate in District 5. So we're starting the resurfacing for the season. A little bit of rain delay there for a couple minutes, but the way the bands moved through a little bit faster, the group leader informed me thought that they were going to be able to continue on. And so they have, with some of the sunshine we got there shortly thereafter, we continued on the day. Other road crews throughout the county are just maintaining the drainage improvements in a few of our districts. 2 districts specifically working with our grade alls. One grade all is in the shop right now, so we're down to 2 of those. Just trying to prepare for the future limestone resurfacing or gravel resurfacing that'll occur in those areas along those projects. Most of which are the township projects that we've been talking about here a little bit today, and through the last few weeks here, we've been getting approvals through the board. Another thank you I kind of wanted to put out to our district crews, but most importantly to our facilities crew. Their instant rental and getting our brine well up and functioning for the year. There's a little bit of startup, so to speak, incorporated with that, making sure everything's functioning properly. It's filling at the proper rate. So it's a lot of coordination between all the groups and all the yards to start pulling material out of the tanks up there. And then getting it to a point where we're pulling enough out to where we're backfilling, but not shutting it down and then starting it back up. And so there's a little bit of balance there. That's something that we talked about in the working session where you have Jared Powers, Assistant Superintendent of Maintenance, really coordinating that as best he can, and moving loads throughout the county to really exercise that unit. But our facilities team is tasked with kind of babysitting and making sure it's performing properly. Because as most of you recall, over the past few years, we've spent quite a bit of money trying to retool that through some of the capital improvement projects we've had from the capital outlay budget to keep that well up and bringing us the proper material, between 800 to 1,000 gallons an hour if possible, which is valuable to the agency. Saves quite a bit of money in the long run. So
that's for our dust control.
Yeah. Sorry, I guess I should have led with that. Sorry. Yeah, for the dust suppression material, that's our mineral well brine that we pull out of the ground. Use it snow and ice, but in this time of year, and the most important part of drawing from that well throughout the summer is for the dust control program. We're able to fill quite a few trucks that haul out of there through essentially like central and especially the western side of the county. That we can efficiently go there and draw material and be back to the road spreading by the time it's graded and prepared for the application. So like I say, wanted to thank facilities. They don't get talked about much, but they're kind of the number one when it comes to making sure that well's ready for us to use. And they do an exceptional job in my opinion. So I wanted to thank them on the record. And then to wrap my report up, unless you want to talk a little bit about truck light fleet purchasing, I can give some general information there. But I just want to note that we're really excited. Be back in June at the working session to talk about the feasibility study and that report that we'll see here in the next few weeks. We'll have some of our team, Marty Reuter, probably from Hobbs and Black will be with us. Matt, myself, Dennis Bussey, our facility supervisor. Pretty excited to talk about that stuff and show some of the findings. I think, we have a pretty good mindset where we can land and we'll see what the report says, but gives us our future goals and kind of where we want to be investment wise, capital funds wise, for this area here at the main yard. And then also the outside yards, District 4 in Manchester specifically, where we have an acceptable piece of property already that we're on that we can design something to build in the future. Do you want any information or notes? I know we're kind of long on equipment, but I can maybe help a little bit with.
I was going to ask for an update on dust control activities, just because that's a lot of the calls that we're getting, especially with all of our road closures and details. I know our district crews are very much getting after our grading and scraping and dust control. So a lot of district foreman efforts are there as well.
Yeah, and I can honestly put a report together and maybe get back to the board. I didn't check specific which townships we were in. We're obviously active in all 6 districts with that. We have all but one small truck, so that's just a converted dump truck to a small 3,000 or so gallon tanker. That's the only one in District 3 that was down this morning, which we have 4 other ones that we can use, and then our 4 large tankers that we have. So we are active throughout the county, and we're hauling material from both our well and contract material that's provided to us. But I can get a little further detail and give that to Matt to give to everybody. But we're doing pretty good. We finished a few townships with 1 round, and they're starting in the second townships, and
Great.
yeah, it's working out pretty good right now. Some of the roads are getting nice and tight and getting that black look to it, which is really, really good. That means it's nice and solid road. Really helps us out as the season kicks up here with a day like today where it's real humid. We got a little rain before. Overnight, the humidity stay around a little bit, and if we get more isolated thunder showers, that'll help us a little bit as well. Just capitalize on any bit of moisture we can get, especially with our brine. It draws so much moisture. It'll keep us going, but
Yeah.
we'll get a little bit more info on that. For you guys.
Certainly our foremen are monitoring our, because we get this question a lot, our detour routes. Cause so even the unintended detours, the unposted, those local roads that the local traffic knows to use, they may not use the posted paved detour. Sometimes they use the gravel detour. So our foremen certainly are aware of that. And we're going to get to those routes as well with extra emphasis on dust control. And hopefully we get to the point where, as Adam indicated, we call it like the crust of the road. It looks a little crusted, which is a really good thing because that means the brine's been applied. We don't have any loose stones. And that's where we'll hopefully get.
It's end goal, with every time we go out, but sometimes, it doesn't quite make its way there. But, a day like today also, we can capitalize on that moisture and kind of shift focus a little bit. And we do have some of the detour routes. So likelihood of some of the routes when they got a little moisture on them, they probably went and tried to at least grade them one more time. You can capitalize on this where you don't have to fall behind with a brine truck immediately and have the concern of, because if you don't do that on a dry day, you would just be making dust.
Yeah.
Whereas when we get that moisture or even early morning hours, the first few hours of the day, you can go scrape a road with a grader and grade it, and maybe you can put spots material down if you need to. And then it'll settle back down before you start losing the fine particles that are holding it together. So yeah, sometimes, like I always say, rain is okay sometimes, just in moderation. So kind of like sweets, I guess.
Everything in moderation.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that is my update. Unless you had any further, if you want to talk about equipment. or anything.
Commissioner McCollum?
Oh, did you want to hear about the fleets?
I did, but I thought he said he was gonna get that to me.
Oh, give it to, okay.
Yeah, I can do that or just give some general on it too to help with.
Sure.
So made a shift a few years ago, because we were with our previous group we were purchasing from, they were my deal purchase or my deal approved. And so essentially what that means is they're the dealership for our region for General Motors products. The wait was exceptionally long. So then we started to try to figure out ways, how do we go about something differently? So that's where the municipal discounts and then the governmental discounts came into play with a group like LaFontaine, which technically, they're in Dexter too. And so that's what drove us that direction, just to make the call to them. Another thing that's caused a little bit of the delay sometimes, and I say sometimes because sometimes you can get a little more specificity in it, but when you purchase from bulk purchasing or like my deal contract purchasing, you may only get the option of a white pickup truck, this size of motor, this size of bed or body. And then you essentially are at the exposure of waiting until General Motors produces just that fleet vehicle, because they build them differently. Fleet is built by different systems, and you put in an order from a dealership. So a dealership or a my deal vendor will put in maybe an order for 100 of these trucks, and then you have to wait until they're built most times. Whereas when we purchase, we have a little bit of freedom in this by working through LaFontaine, because they can call us with, I use the example of a truck in Indiana. Hey, I have this and this. It may not have the mirrors you want, but are you willing to bring that here? And so that's what gives us that chance to get things a little bit faster. And then we can also have things special built as if we're just a consumer, that you don't get that option with my deal like bulk purchasing. You essentially get just a few pathways that you can build. You can't quite get some of the things we would like. Then inevitably, the vehicles we buy now help us on resale later because they're a little more consumer based. So you may draw more attention when we're auctioning something off, as opposed to just a kind of general one type of wheel, maybe just, not even leather seats or not
Color
even
of the
cloth.
vehicle.
Yeah, becomes a little bit more challenging. But so that's maybe a little bit of general knowledge on that. And then specific to the 3 trucks we talked about, we purchased or ordered in December of last year, got them mid-April's when the payments went out, and we actually saved $12,000, so essentially $4,000 per. That's another good thing of LaFontaine, because as prices change, and Michigan Caterpillar does the same thing for us. If pricing changes throughout the year, they'll honor that. And so, if it is $172,000 when we buy it, if the price is only $160,000 for those 3 when we get them, they show up, they only charge us for that. We don't end up getting committed to something that we're not paying, or excuse me, that we're not getting. So a little bit of that backstory, I kind of grabbed that because we had some time.
Yeah, no, and we
so
can
it's
provide the
helpful.
documentation.
Yeah, we'll talk further about that.
Commissioner McCollum.
Yeah, you were talking about a feasibility study that you're going to do in June. Are you going to include, like with the gas prices going up, the burden of that on the road commission, how much more we're having to pay for gas and diesel and all that?
Oh, well, we could talk on that. This was more specific to facilities and.
Oh, facilities?
I mean, we
Okay.
certainly could spend 5-10 minutes at the beginning. We could talk how much it's affected us. Right now, the agency as a whole, we're doing okay because we're able to, we talked last board meeting where we can kind of predict where the stuff by tracking the cost and halt our orders until it's as low as we possibly can get it. So we just put another order in, and so we try to buy when it's a little bit cheaper. Like cheap is a relative term right now, but we do, benefit from bulk purchasing.
Now we think it's a deal at $4.50.
Yeah, all jokes aside, it's challenging, but that's what we kind of have a crack staff, especially with Jeff Mann, but they keep eyes on that for us and update us weekly. And then he knows when he needs to order, because if it's got the lowest trend, he goes after the fuel then. That's where it comes back to just the benefit of us having so many bulk tanks throughout the county. That helps us because we can run ourselves down, because we have 20, 30, 40,000 gallons of material, throughout the county, where worst case scenario, you could always have somebody go to a different yard to fuel if they had to.
I just think that would be significant for the public to know.
Yeah.
A comparison of, the gas that we use, because we
do benefit,
and what is now.
Well, and that'll be good because we'll by then be most of the way into seal coating. And so we'll be able to talk about, because our burn rate goes up when we seal coat the diesel side of things, not so much in unleaded, but in diesel. Because now we have 20 trucks or 20 diesel units, if not more, kind of out moving around for just one job, not including all the other graders and other pieces.
Right. So are you paying the market, the $6 an hour?
No.
I mean, $6 a gallon?
No, we are down in I think below 550, I think was the last time we.
Can we
looked
go
at.
by your station? No.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. People probably want to buy our fuel quite a bit.
Pay the tax.
Yeah. So we benefit from it from the bulk purchasing side.
I
of things.
see.
Yeah.
But
So-
still, it's gone up.
Yes.
Oh, it certainly
Yeah.
has. Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate it if you can bring that out. during
Yeah, we
the-
can talk about
Yeah.
it. That won't.
Commissioner Green.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, just a point of information, going back to LaFontaine. Now, they are not in Washtenaw County, correct?
They are.
They
Yeah,
are.
they do have.
They are.
Yeah, so that's what initially led me, because I even talked with Matt about it at the time. We were just struggling getting things like within 8, 9, 10, 12 months. So that was also when we were struggling getting dump trucks at the time. So we kind of just took the chance and started calling around. So I called LaFontaine. I said, do you have fleet, who do you have, for us to get some help with here? And so through meeting a few people there, they actually got us lined up with a General Motors, their rep. And so, yes, technically we called them first. And we had connections at the one here in Dexter, because they do it's called midweight or middle class. So like a 1 ton or bigger. So a small dump truck or like a small diesel truck, they do that work. They're the certified vendor to do that, or dealership in the chain in the area to do those warranty jobs. So warranty motors for something that's not gas powered, so diesel powered. So it's like a lightweight, industrial truck. we have to send them to certain places and we have warranty issues. LaFontaine happened to be the one at the time, doing that. And I say at the time because that mechanic there quit and now he works at our agency. So I kind of won there in the long run, but, that's why we called them. Because we dealt with them through warranty and they were exceptional with our warranty units that we already owned.
Yeah, previously the My Deal vendor was Red Holman
And
in
Todd Wenzel.
Westland.
Todd Wenzel
Oh.
was the last one that we worked with. And unfortunately, it was to the point where they wouldn't even let us know what.
Well,
The status
in
was.
fairness, GM they weren't
Wasn't
making
helpful.
the fleet vehicles because they're not making as much money as the private sector, right? So that was the problem. You
Yeah.
could order them all day, but you'd never get them.
And they would cut off orders as well. The SUVs we've been starting to purchase, the bulk purchasing ones, like the My Deal type ones, they were up for less than like 20 minutes this year, as in all the dealerships could pick from them. And so we never stood a chance because you need law enforcement to get them first. Fire and emergency service would be second and third. We'd play a long fourth in that line. So that's why we had to shift now to be able to buy them when they're built for consumers. We can buy them and still turn them into what we need.
Right, and we still get the municipal discount, which is.
Plus the
important. So
governmental.
you're getting the bulk purchasing discount, and then you're also getting it in a timely manner, because
Yeah.
everything we do, we're driving.
Yeah.
We have a big light fleet, and we need these vehicles to support our emergency response. Our foremen drive pickups. They need, and they turn over miles.
Yeah, their
You
mileage
leave
just-
the amount of miles a foreman truck gets, so.
Yeah.
That's the combination, is you want to get an effective, efficient price, but also a timely purchase, meaning we're not waiting for these vehicles.
Yeah, it was a few years ago, it was challenging, you were still a little bit of feedback happening from, the pandemic. And then just things were changing where, the auto manufacturers just weren't going to expose themselves with extra vehicles on the lot. So they really shrunk down what they were releasing. So it made a bit of a challenge that we've been trying to work through.
Commissioner Greenmore?
Well, my primary concern is making sure that all dealerships, especially those in Washtenaw County, have an equal opportunity to bid for these jobs.
Great.
That's it. Good.
Commissioner Yamas?
No, I'm
Oh,
like thumbs up.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm nervous about hand signals here.
Sorry. Yeah.
Missing them and.
No, okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Adam. Matt?
That concludes our report.
All right. Reminders, June 2nd is our next regular board meeting. May 20th is our virtual 11 a.m. construction season kickoff on Zoom. May 25th, the road commission is closed in observance of Memorial Day. June 4th is another project update. It's the project design update for Hewitt Road at 11. Looking ahead at chat sessions, Commissioner Green, May 20th, Commissioner Smers, May 27th, Commissioner Yamas, June 3rd. Do I have those correct? Because you two swapped last
Right.
time. Okay. June 10th, Commissioner McCollum. I'm on chat June 17th, and then Commissioner Green once again on June 24th.
That's fine.
If there's nothing further to come before the board, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So move?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.